Excellent. Excellent. Spawning in the bottom left-hand side is our random player, honorably saying the correct race that he actually is. It's Poaq. And Poaq's opponent in the top right-hand side in the yellow, it is Monkie. Monkie, a native Terran player. Poaq is a random player, queuing up for this. Very interesting. Very interesting. There it is. All right. Very interesting. TVT. Man, I'm excited. Man, I am excited. There we go. Sorry. Admin stuff that I'm taking care of here in the backside, and we are ready to roll. Ready to rock and roll. So far, builds look fairly even. The biggest difference right now is this second suspicious supply depot going down for Poaq. Usually you only build that early supply depot if you're either 1, confused about your build order, or 2, trying to hide something. What? But there's nothing in his base. What could Poaq possibly be hiding? Why does he not want Monkey's SCV to get in and see what's going on? Oh, right. Oh, right. This is it. The factory has been proxied at the 12 o'clock position here by Poaq, who clearly has some cheese skills as a random Terran player. We're going to see this factory down. I suspect we might see a Hellion drop from this factory, proxying 4 Hellions, and the proxying the medevac also. By the way, this Reaper just barely missing that proxy. If you proxy out, you get the, yeah, immediately you're going to see the, ooh, it's a tech lab going down, actually. Is this, oh, this is interesting. Proxy Cyclone drop? No idea what this is all about. No idea what this is all about. Reaper from Monkey does get in, sees there's nothing in the main, sees there's only 2 Marines out, and is like, alright, something's going on here. Wow, Monkey might actually... Oh? Yeah, very smart. Monkey realizes there's something suspicious going on, and instead going to drop the command center on the high ground and add a bunker in just to be extra super duper safe. Tank drop? What the hell? Who proxies a siege tank? Tank Liberator. Okay. Huh. Both queued back home. So, this is just to, interesting. This is just to throw Monkey off a little bit and maybe make Monkey a little bit worried. However, Poaq is also very nervous. We got bunkers on both sides. So a bunker for Poaq and no expansion at all. No CC there. So this is a very committed attack here. Wow, Viking, Liberator, second tank out. Marines 1 by 1, but only, what, 4 Marines on the field right now? This is such a weird build. Liberator to zone out. Tanks for additional zoning. The Viking to protect the Liberator. The Liberator's going to siege up onto the ramp, allowing the tanks to leapfrog further forward. Luckily, of course, Monkey has a tank on the high ground as well. Poaq needs to spot that tank sooner rather than later, get up for high ground vision. The Liberator actually a couple pixels away, or a couple tiles away from seeing that high ground vision, and there it is. Should see the tank and should immediately queue up on top of the tank. That Liberator needs to re-siege, force the tank out for Monkey. This is some very interesting early aggression. Yeah, Liberator immediately needs to re-siege. You can't allow this tank to keep getting shots off. Liberator providing the vision needed for the tank to go down. Cyclone would like to lock on, but of course there's no there's no lock-on dibbly-doodly upgrade for the Cyclones. Mag Field Accelerator is the word I'm looking for. This is insane. Tank unsieged, but the SCV's pulled off the line here. Liberator still in it here. Vikings landing for Poaq rather. Monkey does take out 1 siege tank. The second siege tank on the low ground probably needs to unsiege, but the SCV count down to just 3. This game all but over, kids. Tank unsieges, but of course the The Viking can land to try and take it out all the same. Second tank is here. Oh, Viking. Okay, Viking lifts off. Game's over, though. Game's over, man. 5 workers. Can't come back from that. Can't come back from that. Doesn't matter how early your second base was. If Monkie comes back, this will be the greatest economic comeback in the history of StarCraft 2. 3 mules are down for Monkie. Poaq on 23 workers, second base, about halfway done, 3/4 of the way done. Second barracks finally getting added on here. Liberator sieging up slowly. These tanks really just leapfrogging each other. Tanks from Monkie in a very, very conservative, we'll say, location. Again, Poaq could stand to surge forward with the Liberator just a little bit. There's no Viking here. The Viking died earlier. There's the Viking out now for Poaq. So Viking Liberator versus Viking is a win for the Viking Liberator team, obviously. There's an SCV here to repair the Liberator. If that gets off, that'd be a great shot. The Viking, from Monkie going all the way back home. No second Viking coming out right now. Of course, Monkie can't afford anything. The mineral income just too low. Meanwhile, third tank sieging up now for Poaq. Poaq's tank eats a lot of shots from Monkie's tank there. Again, the Liberator could siege on top of the tank. Looks like the orbital command is just going to get lifted off there. Will have to be repaired. The Viking going to go forward. The Marine count a little bit high right now. There it is. Nice siege up on the Liberator by Poaq. That's going to force the tank out. The Cyclone and Marines getting on top of the Liberator. They're clearing that Liberator. Unfortunately, the Viking goes down. And when the Viking goes down from Monkie, and that's huge. With no air control, Monkie will not be able to engage with this. Remember, tanks can fire farther than they can see. So the tank from Poaq can probably attack the tank from Monkie with high ground vision. Second Viking out here. Poaq's going to lose this fight against the fresh Viking. Needs to pull away. Is going to lose the Viking instead here. I was going to say a bit sloppy on both sides, but it's a platinum game, you know. This kind of thing's going to happen. Oh, tank unsieging from Monkie at just the wrong time. Cyclone sneaks into the main base here. Viking siege setting up on top of the starport here. Siege tank picking the starport down little by little. Just 2 barracks out for Monkie. Meanwhile, Poaq has the natural down, has 24 workers, has a bunch of Marines back home, even going for an NG bay in case, I don't know, he needs missile turrets for Dark Templar or something. These poor Marines. Yeah, mules are good, but when your opponent's got them too, it's just not quite as good. Our random player, Poaq, gonna grab game number 1. Unbelievable. In the top left-hand side. In the orange, it's our Terran player, Monkie. And his opponent. In the bottom right-hand side, our random player spawning as Terran from Guns and Roaches. It's Poaq. It's a good-looking Carbot Roach, isn't it? Look at how good that Carbot Roach looks. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous. Love it. Love it. All right, so TVT number 222, our second TVT of the day. And this is going to be a really interesting one. Our quarterfinals bracket, by the way, is completely set. Completely set. Blade has defeated our first hero of the day, Heart, 2-0, to move on to face Orko in the quarterfinals. Poaq and Monkie playing right now in quarterfinal number 2. Quarterfinal number 3 is Knight versus Miko. We just saw Miko, the Protoss player, take out James in the round of 16. And now the round of 8 is Knight and Miko. And at the bottom side, our bracket has been decided. Baltar playing Lulu. Baltar and Lulu. So, our top 8 players have been decided, and these matches are actually particularly interesting because the first, second, third, and fourth place players all earn money. So if you make top 8, you're not guaranteed any money. If you make top 4, you're guaranteed a prize. So the winner of this is guaranteed to walk away with a bit of scratch here from Platinum Heroes 7. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Monkie going around the south side to check for any proxies. Will not be able to find any, though, because there are none. Monkie's Reaper gonna lose that fight just barely. Poaq with 1 kill and 4 hit points. Very nicely done. So no Reaper Scout for Monkey. The SCV will see that, of course, he's been blocked off again, which may lead him to suspect, hey, I got blocked off last time in this same manner. He dropped the supply depot early last game. What's going on? This game, though, no proxies, no shenanigans. Just a quick 1-1-1 from Poaq. Monkey investing in an earlier command center. 1-1-1 finishing up for Monkey as well. That starport coming down a little bit later. Poaq's a little bit behind because he invested in a second Reaper. SCV sees the Hellion pop out. Second Hellion on the way. We'll see if Poaq goes for more Liberator Harass or goes for something different. We'll have to find out. I've been told by one of the helpers for Platinum Hero 7, Papa Panda, that apparently the code has been all used up. Let me update my command then really quickly here. You can still add to the prize pool by doing the sponsor quests. And donating directly. So thanks for adding to the prize pool there for Platinum Heroes 7. Again, early aggression seems to be the name of the game for Poaq. The walls are open, actually, and oh no. Poaq's going to let those walls in. One Reaper, second Reaper goes down. Actually, the landed Viking helping to drive that away. The early aggression from Poaq not getting as much done as he may have hoped. Going to send him back home, and now Poaq's actually in some trouble here. No natural down at all. No second base. Poaq, a one-base Terran player. Looks like the cheese may have run out. It's like my worst party ever. No more cheeses available for Poaq, not a shred of Gouda, no Mimolette. The Donsk Blue is but crumbs. That's right, the Brie Fermier is gone. The Irish Cheddar, not a chance. The Apricot Amaretto Wensleydale, not going to happen. In fact, Poaq doesn't even have a double Gloucester. Nothing left. He's on one base now. And there it is, finally, forced to drop another command center and try and maybe macro his way out of this. Monkey on 28 workers, though, moving an orbital into place already. Poaq has got to get some early damage done. Let's take a look if Monkey's ready to defend against this. Tank on the high ground, some Marines on the low ground. A scan going to show that tank, and that's going to mean that Poaq cannot attack into this. The Hellions would just get murder-fied if they walked into that tank fire. The Marines could kite back, and Monkey's going to find himself in a really nice spot this game. Poaq's APM dropping to 0 there momentarily as the look of disappointment, I assume, crosses his face. Hot pickup there on the medevac. That's a bit of a mistake. He wants those Marines on the ground fighting, forced to redrop one by one. Tank fire, as we said, mutilating some of those Hellions just a little bit. The Hellions will be pushed away. Try and go for it again. Just can't dip in. That tank really saving Monkey's bacon right now. Of course, behind this, we see a second factory, one factory and a third barracks out for Monkey, but a second factory has come out for Poaq, and now the third factory finishing up. It's going to be a mech build against a bio build, and now we do see one medevac. We could stand to have another medevac here. Again, with the tank on the high ground, I just don't see much happening here. He's got to stay out of tank range, which will mean an evacuation of the mineral line, but he simply can't push onto that tank. He'd have to drop individual Hellbats onto the tank to deal with it. And I don't really know what Poaq wants to do besides abandon this mineral line, try and even up the worker count a little bit. Second tank, though, out for Poaq, or for Monkey now. Marines trying to get on top of the Cyclones here, or top of the Hellbats, rather. Cyclone locks on, but locks onto a Hellbat, not onto the medevac. The medevac's still alive, which is not great, but good focus fire on the Hellbats. And the Hellbat count are going to go down to almost nothing here. Army supply looks good, but a lot of that tied up in medevacs and a Liberator and a Viking right now, whereas Marines can counter all of those units. Medevac goes down, Viking goes down, Liberator goes down as well, and oh my, oh my, oh my. Monkey saves the orbital command. Poaq goes back home with 20 army supply between his legs, and that's not a very big army supply at all. I know some of you guys are like, 20? That'd be huge. No, It's not. 37 is a bigger number and therefore better. Now, it's only better if Monkey uses the army supply that he has. If you keep the army supply back home, or if you just keep it on the map and it's not doing anything, then you're in bad shape. Then you're in bad shape. All that money wasted on an army that you're simply not using. Shame. Shame. What a shame. Good scan here from Poaq to see what he's up against, but really behind on workers, behind on army, behind on upgrades even as well. He's got Blue Flame, neither player with +1/+1 yet, but Stim and Combat Shields about to be finished up here for Monkey. And once Stim and Combat Shields are finished up, that's going to be a much better play. Much more well-rounded army. Little drop from Monkey here. There's a tank and a couple of Hellions here from Poaq. Poaq should be able to drive this away, though. Oh, that poor Marine. One Marine. Dying to tank fire. Left behind. Poor guy. Poor guy. Third base down for Monkey now, who has a significant advantage. The army supply is evened up just a little bit, but remember, Poaq only on 2 bases, and of course he is going for mech. And the mech army usually bloats supply a little bit more than the Marines do. Marine is 1 supply and costs not that much, so you get a lot of army supply relative to the amount of minerals you put in. Whereas these Hellions are like 100. Oh, that's the Hellions. That's unfair. The Cyclones and tanks usually take up a couple more bodies than the Marines do. Little drop here from Poaq, and he's going to see the army of Monkey coming. Monkey's Vikings are going to go ahead and take out one of the medevacs. The drop does go down, but only saves one Hellbat right now. This is a very strong push from Monkey, especially with the Marine and 2 Hellbats just missing. I guess Poaq's going to try and walk these things back home. It's not going to be good at all. Tank sieging up the backside here. Very smart, by the way, from Monkey to target those Hellbats down so the tanks didn't fire on themselves. That could have been a nice little play from Poaq to force the tanks to fire on themselves with a Hellbat on top of them. As it is, not going to happen. A Marauder steps forward to eat some siege tank damage. This allows the siege tanks from Monkey in the back to get sieged up, and now it's all about the contain. I think that was a Megan Trainor song that didn't get off the ground quite as much as whatever her other song. I forget what it is. All about that F clef? I think that was it. No, all about that alto clef. That was it. Nailed it. Anyway, it's all about this contain now from Monkey, who's got 5 siege tanks just sitting outside. And again, we're going to see Poaq try and drop on top of the siege tanks, but there is a Viking here to drive it away. There are some Marines to drive it away as well. Good micro here from Monkey. Actually, impressive micro from Monkey for a Platinum player to save the Viking there. Wow, sniping the medevac as well. This is frankly very impressive micro from Monkey pushing forward. The macro leaves a bit to be desired, but yeah, can't complain. Contained solid. The Viking is going to eat some shots here. Only 1 tank out right now from Poaq on the low ground. 1 tank on the high ground. And these 2 not sieged up. There we go. Finally, Poaq sieging up to try and defend. But the lines have been drawn. The army supply way ahead for Monkey. And it does look like our 3rd series of the day is going to be the 2nd series of the day that goes to a game 3 rather. Wow, look at that. Nice, nice stims right on top of the 3 tanks on the low ground. And of course, the 1 tank on the high ground not able to do too much more than that. Monkey, our random, or pardon me, Poaq, our random player, losing game number 2 to Monkey. Spawning the top left-hand side. In the orange, it is our Terran player who won game number 2. Defending against that early push, it is Monkey. And Monkey's opponent in the bottom right-hand side in the pink, our random player who finally shakes that Terran curse, Poaq. Spawning is Zerg this time around. Now, I'm always curious here. Our admins are on a 2-minute delay, so they won't know about this. But there's always an admin who makes the game. I want to know if they're following my camera or not. Oh, no! Tassad hasn't moved his camera at all. Tassad? Tassad's not watching the game. Tassad's not watching the game! Oh, he's just so busy adminning that he can't enjoy observing the game himself. Ah, what a pain. What a pain. Speaking of views, though, rather than just our admin, Tassad, let's take a look at what these players are looking at right now. This is Monkey's camera. I promise. Monkey's camera. There we go. Keep an eye on what's going on. Gets across the map and sees what the timing of the natural is. We'll get in here and sees the gas and pool coming down. Good timings there. All things you would expect for a normal-ass expand play from Monkey. Monkey going for the Reaper, but looks like will drop down the reactor and go for the double Hellion build behind this. Let's check out what Poaq's camera looks like. This is Poaq, our Zerg player. Keep an eye on the game. Really using screen scrolling a whole lot here, more than I'm used to. I usually go click on my minimap to look around a little bit, but a lot of screen scrolling happening for Poaq right now. Who just content to macro, adding on a few more drones, both in the main and the natural. 2 queens on the way, and of course a very early Ling speed out for Poaq. Poaq, I believe, has left all 3 drones in gas. In a pro game, we would say, okay, I'll take control of the camera again, by the way. In a pro game, we'd say, okay, he's left all his drones in gas. That means Poaq's going to tech to something big early. You know, usually you'd pull your all but 1 drone out of gas, or all your drones out of gas, and macro for a while, and then put it back in gas. But it's a platinum game. Fewer platinum players, I think, than we like to imagine. Probably waste time pulling drones out of gas. The build order is not going to be that tight to begin with. So I think Poaq probably can completely happy just to leave those drones in gas. Reaper tries to get in the main, driven away by a Ling and a Queen. Won't see anything here in the main, but does of course know there's no third base on the way, or even postulated just yet by Poaq. Huh. Sorry guys, hit with a case of the yawns here. I'm actually quite wide awake, despite streaming for 14 hours yesterday. Poaq with a big Ling run by here. 20 Lings are already out. That could explain why there's no third base. Monkey, of course, has not seen these Lings yet. Sees a Baneling nest and might suspect something's going on with only 2 bases and a Baneling nest. But luckily for Poaq, actually, his Lings are already out on the map, which means the Reaper won't see them. And the Reaper's going to be like, okay, hang on. 2 base play with a Baneling nest. Uh-oh. I could be in some trouble here. Tank about halfway down. Second barrack on the way, but these Lings and Banes are going to hit like a truck. Ling speed is finished up, and the gate... Oh, the gate's not raised by Monkey. That means as soon as this tank comes out, it will be beset upon by Zerglings. Probably pretty quickly. SCV's pulled off the line. There's the tank. 5 Banelings morphing. Wow. That is some big baller moves right there. Poaq morphing the Lings in the main base of Monkey. And our cheesy random player is going to lose his tank. The Banelings are going to finish. And these poor SCVs, like a soldier of Gondor under command of the Steward of Gondor. What's his name? Denethor. They're going to flee. Flee for their lives. No tank. Just a bunker. Oh, he wastes his Banelings on the supply depot. That's an interesting choice here. 2 Marines pop out, 2 Marines pop right back down. No more Banes out yet for Poaq, but 10 more Lings on the way. More Lings streaming across right now, and Monkey just falling apart. Obviously trying to save these low ground SCVs. The Ling count not quite high enough to take him out. Monkey, yeah. Monkey knows that it's too much, and our random player